Welcome. Today I start removing the passenger side floor support in preparation for getting a torque box in there. Also evaluate some of the floor situation going on and want to go over some interesting things I think I'm learning about this car. I should mention I've got the car secured again. 2 jack stands, both front and back, supporting it, plus a small plethora of the stack jacks. I've got 2 on each frame rail, on 2 front and back on either side, and 1 on the transmission cross member. And I got some comments and some questions about how long all this takes to work on the car and how much effort I'm putting in. Another comment I got was that I was making things look easy. I should tell you, if I'm making it look easy, it's completely by accident or because of video editing. Most of this stuff is the first time I've done it. I'll let you know otherwise. But in the spirit of that, I'm going to try to let everyone know at the end of the video how long I've been working on what this takes. I think last time I had the torque box install, it was actually over a couple of weekends, so it wasn't just one afternoon for me. I'm sure a professional or someone who's done this a dozen times before is going to be far more efficient than I am. I'm spending quite a bit of time grinding away at these welds. I want to damage the floor or the frame rail as little as I can, so I will spend some extra time grinding away so that it's easy to pry off this floor support from the frame rail without damaging. Also, it was a little tough to get, or impossible to get, a drill in between the transmission pan and the actual floor support, so hey, grinder it is. Whoever replaced this front part of the passenger side floor, they put it in with some of the blobbiest welds I have ever seen. Coming from me, that is saying something. So a lot of grinding down to try to get this piece out of here. Okay, with the floor support finally out of there, you can see exactly how much of a mess it was. I think I said in a previous video, it's like someone was beating on it with a hammer. And I have a working theory about why that is. So this is the first time I think I've had this fender off of this car, and a lot of things are starting to come together. If you look straight down along this line, it is ripples the entire way, indicating that it at some point had some front end damage, probably front end collision. The original color of this car, you can kind of see it underneath here, is pebble beige. Why anyone would paint this car beige is beyond me, but hey, Ford, I guess, wanted it that way. So underneath this later blue someone put on, you've got all the beige on the original parts. But if you look, front headlight bucket on the passenger side is red. And if you bear with me for a second, I've got my fenders on the ceiling. Front fender is also red underneath the blue. That leads me to believe that we had a front-end collision causing all of this damage. Obviously, fender and headlight bucket got replaced at some point, probably strong enough to warp the floor supports up there. So I'm gonna look more carefully once I get more things off of here at this frame rail. At first blush, it looks pretty good. I don't notice any damage. It's possible it was replaced. And plus, this is all a theory. It's also possible that they only replaced the headlight bucket and someone actually did beat on that floor support with a hammer. Who knows? Okay, here's where we are. We've got sections of the firewall out of the way. We've got the floor support, or sorry, the floor itself out of the way, all the way up to the seat riser. I am still debating if I am going to just replace this entire floor section and seat riser, or just kind of keep this in place and go floor from here on up. The new frame rail is just kind of sitting on there. I just did a quick test fit to make sure it's gonna go roughly where it needs to. This is not its final resting place. You can see this is the transmission cross member. I didn't do that. Someone, when they did the replacement floor, got a little aggressive cutting it out, the old one I assume, and didn't go back and fix their boo-boo. I admittedly have my own little boo-boo and cut a little too deep. I will fix that. I will weld that up and grind it down, just because I'll know it's there, even if no one else will. I wanted to mention, I got this really nice, I think it's an oscillating tool. I've seen it called a couple different names, as a gift recently. And I was using it on a wood project, and I was thinking, hey, do they make metal blades for these? And sure enough, they do. So I got a pack of metal blades and tested it out today. I mean, it's not as fast to cut as, say, your grinding, your 4-inch grinder with a cutoff wheel. However, it is much more controlled, and a lot of times you can't maneuver into a tight space with the big disc, whereas this, it can go at any angle, and it can actually make quick work of some pretty thick metal. So I'm pleased. I've got another tool in my arsenal. Okay, I know a couple folks looking at my last video, or a couple of videos ago looking at the firewall, were concerned, or maybe pointed out that it might be a good idea to replace the firewall along with everything. I agree. So I took advantage of a recent sale at CJ Pony Parts and grabbed a brand new firewall, and back behind there is the lower cowl. I think I might try to save the upper cowl, but gosh, knowing the way that I tend to mangle metal, we'll see if that happens. Okay, it is currently 10 past the 82 GT, so that means I have been out here a little over 5 hours. All right, if you've made it this far, thanks for sticking with me. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.